The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. And, I don't know how I'm going to get through this one today, folks, but I got the worst of news. And unfortunately, my father passed away on Saturday. I'm so sorry to have to tell you all this. But unfortunately, my dad passed away on Saturday, and he had been dealing with cancer since 2001. And unfortunately, he's a fighter like I've never known, and he fought as hard as he could until the very end, folks. And unfortunately, he was resting comfortably, and he is now resting in peace. And my father passed away on Saturday at the age of 73. And it's a tough one, man. So we're going to battle through today and battle through life. And as my dad would say, and I'm going to talk about this, and, it's getting ready for today. But yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. What are you doing right now? And live with that, folks. Because it's been quite a roller coaster. We'll see how I do this hour. But that's where we are right now, folks. And I apologize for just the pain that we're all going to be feeling right now. And that's where we are. And to give you an idea of what has been going on, okay? He found out that he had prostate cancer the day that Tommy was born. The day Tommy was born, he found out. February 2nd, 2021. Life is a fucking trip, man. Excuse my language, but it's and when he found out, he was already in rough shape, unfortunately, and it was a stage 4 prostate cancer is what it was, and he found out the day Tommy was born, and they didn't even know how long he had at that time. Now, COVID was raging at the time, so I hadn't seen my dad in a couple months at the time. It's February 2021. He comes to meet Tommy. I knew he was dealing with some symptoms of something going on. We were hoping for the best. And so they didn't know at that time how long he had. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. They said, we can't tell you what is going on right now, because you're in rough shape, man. So they, of course, knowing my dad, he took it on, head on. And he crushed it for almost 4 years. And, of course, being the man that he was, he didn't want anybody worrying about him, okay? He didn't want anybody pausing. He didn't want anybody going. We're going to talk about him a lot this hour. We're going to talk about him a lot today. We're going to talk about him a lot forever. He's going to be in our hearts forever, folks. And he was an incredible man. And I know I'm biased, but it's, this weekend was a tough one. It's going to be tough. It's not going to stop for a while. And it's a roller coaster, folks. As I'm battling right now, it's a roller coaster. And so when they found out, he was already in rough shape, and it had spread, and he went straight into treatment. And the path that he was on was, you give me anything you want, I am not going to stop, and I understand some people. I had a great uncle who found out, we often talk about the Walshes. My great uncle Jack Walsh, Secret Service agent for JFK, and people, anyway, people, there's a bunch of different people. People make different choices, right? That make sense. And my dad, though, he wasn't stopping. He said, you give me anything I can, man, and I'm going to keep pushing, and I'm going to keep pushing forward. And so what happened was, he found out the day Tommy was born, February 2nd, 2021. He meets Tommy a few days later and tells me the day that he met Tommy what had happened. That's a tough one, man, right? And so they didn't know how long things had at the time. And fortunately, he's a fighter, as we all know, and he crushed it, man. He responded so well to the treatment. His body kicked ass. He crushed this thing for about 2-3 years. And then the last 6 months, things just didn't start working as well, but he was pushing through trials. He was trying to hit up Moffitt Cancer Center, had some tremendous trials he was trying to get into. And really what happened is, over the last week, it just took a sudden turn for the worse, unfortunately. Up until 2 weeks ago, folks, I was in St. Pete with Tommy. My dad's doing open houses. Okay, this is 2 weeks ago. My dad's doing open houses. He's walking around the houses in St. Pete that he's building. He's talking about the floors, the windows. He's walking around barefoot, telling everybody to take off of their shoes so they can feel these beautiful floors that he's built into all of his homes. And he went into the hospital only last weekend. And he's been in the hospital for a couple of short stays. Maybe they just had to get some medication to help him what he was dealing with. Maybe he just had to deal with what he was thinking with, right? So we're always hoping for the best. And unfortunately, this one, he had just fought as hard as he could, folks. And he had given everything he could to me, my son, my family, our family, the listeners, the viewers. Life is a trip, man. And this is a roller coaster. And it's going to keep hitting us, man, this weekend. And so I'll tell you that he was pushing, folks, until Friday night. He was pushing to do everything he could. Till the very last second, he was pushing. He was looking at his phone while he was in the hospital, checking out the markets, right, following everything, trying to get better, wanted to be back on his feet, wanted to be back here with all of you, with all of us. He never wanted to stop. The idea of stopping was not something that could possibly register. And unfortunately, there was just everything that could be done, and it had progressed. And so he went into hospice care late Friday is when the decision was made, and unfortunately, it was quick from there. But and he passed away Saturday afternoon. What I will tell you is, folks, he passed away Saturday. He was surrounded by his family. He was surrounded by my sister and I, Caitlin. He was with his wife, Bridget, her two daughters, Ellie and Olivia, their boyfriends, Brad and Carson, and he was with his beautiful German Shepherd, Edmund. We were all with him. We were talking to him. We were telling him we love him. He was surrounded by people that love him, talking to him, and doing everything that we could in that moment. And yeah, Al, hold that break for me, please, okay? And that's all. You can ask for everything in life, and I want to say that's all you can ask for, and that's not all you can ask for, man, because that's bullshit, right? Period. But I tell you that as tough as that, was, it was as beautiful as it could be in that moment, because that's all anybody could ask for in that moment, for what he built, to be with him, to be surrounded by the family and the ones you love, talking to you, telling you everything's going to be okay. We're going to continue what you did. We're going to keep pushing, because that's what you would want across the board. And that's what we plan on doing, folks, and that's what I encourage you to do. It's a tough one, as we all know, to put it lightly. And, I didn't plan for this. I don't have a speech for this. I came on, was talking to friends on Sunday, and, I just said to myself, I'm just going to be myself as my father raised me. And, what's he say, right? Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. What are you doing right now? Okay? Remember that, folks, because you never know. 2 weeks ago, hanging out in open houses, pushing forward, and we'll talk a little bit more when we get back, folks. And I love you all, and I'm so thankful for everything that you have done for my father, giving him the joy and love that you have given him across so many years, because he loved nothing more than doing everything he did on a daily basis. He loved nothing more. Hold that breakout, please, okay? And I'll let you know, okay? Because this one's going. He loved it, folks. It just wasn't about business, and I know I don't have to tell you that, okay? It was really tough for him not to be able to do his program on those certain days. And I know that now, when you hear this news, some of you picked up on some of that stuff, right? You picked up on some of that stuff. You saw it in him a bit. You heard it in him a bit. But really, to see what he was going through and seeing what the fighter he was, folks, until the very last freaking second, man, until the very last freaking second. The idea of giving up was not a possibility, and I encourage you to bring that with you wherever you go, because that's what I'm going to do. So I love you all, and I appreciate all of you so much for the life that you allowed my father to live, because, man, without you, we would say, without you, we can't do this. He never would have been able to do it, and the immense joy that he experienced by doing his show because of you, the listeners, and the opportunities that we've all had through him. And so, yeah, it's a sad day, folks. And we're going to keep pushing, because that's what he would want. That's what he would want 1 millionfold. We just keep pushing. And I encourage you, outside of TFNN, when you're trading, in life, in love, keep pushing. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. What are you doing right now? And that's what he would want for all of us. Okay? So it's going to be a roller coaster, folks. We're dealing with it, and we're all going to deal with it in our own ways. And it is a roller coaster, and that's okay. We're going to be laughing. We're going to be crying. But he would want all of you out there, whatever you're dealing with in these emotions, use them, keep pushing forward, persevere, okay, and make the most out of life, because you never know how much time you have. All right, so we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, folks, and we'll talk some more. And yeah, love you all and appreciate it. It's a tough one, man. Gearing up this for all weekend, and it's a tough one. But we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. I love you all. We'll be right back, folks. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out, like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. And so just continuing that, man, so to break it down again, he, we'll keep everybody, of course, updated if and when we figure out what the plans are of whether it's a memorial service or what is going on. Of course we will, because what's amazing is the way that my father was able to connect on such a personal level. There was, going through this weekend, very few people does my dad work with that he doesn't touch in some way in terms of the personal aspect of things, because that's who he was. And so it's pretty remarkable that, the love that we've all shared. And when I say it in terms of the connections, right, the life. And what I want to really drive home is that, it's sadness of epic proportions, to put it lightly. Can't put things into words. We're all going to be going through it, folks, okay, on different levels. Everybody goes through different things. You're going to have moments. I have moments. I speak for myself right now of roller coaster of laughing and crying, okay? And that's what he would want, though. And I look at Tommy, my beautiful son, who's going to be 4 years old in February, and I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And the one thing that's so remarkable, folks, my father, and I'm going to want to talk about him forever, right? My father's father, okay, my grandfather, who I never met, was murdered when my father was 14. Doesn't talk about it a lot, okay? But my father's father was murdered when he was 14. All of a sudden, he wakes up one morning. His father had been killed, no longer alive, 14 years old. He signs up with a bunch of his friends at the age of 17 years old in South Boston. 17 years old. He has his mother at the time has to sign it because he's a minor, 17 years old, because he and his friends want to go fight for their country in Vietnam. Okay? Fortunately, the war ended before he was able to make it over there. And I look at the education I was fortunate to have from my father, and I'm just talking about formal education, let alone the education of being around him for 44 years, the education of working with him for 22 years. But he grew up out of nothing, folks, okay? He's lost his father at 14, went into the Marines at 17, and he was able to do that because he was always looking forward. All right, that's one thing I wanted to make sure that I stressed in this because it's so sad, of course. But life keeps going, and he would want me, he would want Tommy, he would want Jacob, Al, Besford, okay, everybody to keep moving forward. All right? That's right. Keep moving forward because life is beautiful, man. Okay, life is a mystery to be lived, and it's a tough one, okay? But we're going to keep moving forward here because that's what he would want. And we're going to do that the best we can because that's what he would want. And that's what he would want all of you to do, all right? So if you keep that in mind, I think that's what he'd want for all of you, to keep moving forward. I love you all. We'll come back from the market open. And you know what, folks? Gold closed at an all-time high on Friday, and it's going to open at an all-time high today. You got to love it. We'll be right back, folks.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry October 11th and 25th for more live trading action. Your purchase goes towards 2 sessions, so make sure to sign up now so you don't miss a chance to sit next to Larry as he trades the market live. For all information and to reserve your spot today, go to the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. And yeah, how about it, right? We got the gold contract, folks. Pretty remarkable, right? Gold closes at an all-time high on Friday and opens at an all-time high today. You know, you talk about life, and we're going to get into the market, okay? Tom wouldn't want, my dad would not want us to sit here for an hour in sadness, okay? He wants joy, love, and life, okay? But we got to talk about him, right? We got to talk about him. And yeah, he's going to live through us all, Mo, exactly. And that's what I'm trying to encourage, because it's so much sadness in me. How do you go forward, right? My father, how do you go forward? You go forward because that's what he'd want, folks, okay? And he didn't want anybody to know, as I told you. The host didn't know. I'm calling the hosts Steve, Basil, Larry, the guests. Nobody knew, folks, because that's not what he wanted. He wanted to go forward, and that's what I encourage you to do, go forward. So it was a very select few that he told in terms of his family, because he never wanted to give up. He didn't accept it, man. It'd say, I'm not fucking dying, all right? I told Al, there's going to be a few F-bombs dropped today, because that's life, man. I'm just going to be real. That's all you can do. And he lived like that to the last second. So that's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to jump into it, and we got gold at all-time highs, man. Gold trading at $27.48 right now. We're going to jump in and out of it, okay? We're just going to jump in and out of it. And because that's what he would want us to do, man. That's what he would want us to do. And so we're going to do it. We're going to keep marching forward. I appreciate your support, your love. I was gearing up for this one, man. I was talking to Jacob earlier this morning, and I was saying, I was up at about 5:30 this morning, just thinking, right? Getting ready, thinking. I just wanted some time to think, right? That's right. Thank God there's another trade, Dan. There's always another trade, all right? And he's going to be up there fucking growling and prowling. I'm going to stop swearing. He's going to be up there growling and prowling, folks. He's going to be up there trading. Thank God there's always another trade. Okay, yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. What are you doing right now? Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Whenever you reach a tough point in your life, folks, okay, just keep pushing. And that's why I bring up his history. Now, he doesn't talk about it, but the way he persevered inspires me, of course. I hope it inspires you, and we push forward, because that's what he would want. So we're going to jump around. Let's jump into a little bit of market action. Excuse me. And we got the S&Ps right now trading negative by 6 points. Pretty remarkable market, man, to jump back to some of the action here. We got the S&Ps negative by 6. We jump back to a 5-minute chart right now. A little bit of volatility. We're higher, we're lower. We're catching a little bit of a bid off the lows we had at about 8 a.m. this morning as the market trying to climb back to positive. Dow just gets back to positive 1 point, 43,518. We got crude back above $70 this morning, up $1.40 at 70.09. And yeah, how about that gold contract, man? If you've been listening to the shows, you know where my dad is, and he thinks gold's got another leg up. Next pop, probably 28.05 in that gold contract. And yes, they were talking about in the den earlier, a follow-through day, and we are getting some follow-through, man. With the extension that we had on Friday, we're trading higher yet again. You got gold up $22 or 0.8%, 27.52. And yeah, you're looking at about 2,800, 28.05 potentially is the next stop on that gold contract. We jump over to notes and bonds. We check out the action for yields. Let's go short term. You see the volatility. We got lower price. You got higher yield coming at you. And yeah, it is important to keep in mind, right? We're breaking below this 382 here. And you start breaking below here, you're probably on your way to 110.11 potentially. A little bit of lower price, higher yield potentially coming at you as this market gets a little bit of a reset on the path that it was on. We check out the 30-year right now. The 30-year down 28 ticks at 119.12. You jump over to the dollar index, DXY. This is going to be a critical area for the dollar. We're chopping around. We're sitting right under that 104 level. You pulled back Friday, but that's not holding. We're catching a little bit of a bid. And when you look at the context, we've been talking about it regularly, right? The strength of the dollar has not slowed gold down for 1 second, man. This gold market, the sky could be the limit here in gold, folks, okay? And we're going to talk about that. But you better be paying attention, because $27.50 seems like a lot of cash. But boy, in light of, there is no pullback in this gold contract to put things back where we are. All right, keep your eye on the dollar, keep your eye on gold. This is a daily chart we're looking at. We chop around from about September 18th to September 30th. We were approaching 100. September 18th to September 30th was that level, okay? To put you are where you are, there's September 18th to September 30th. There's no pullback practically in this market, folks. There's your little pullback. We were at 2,700. You pull back to 2,650, and we're now at 2,750 right now. And yeah, just remarkably strong in that context. All right, let's jump around to some of the headlines. It is a big week of earnings, folks. Man, Jimmy posting those earnings in the den earlier. I appreciate that, Jimmy. That's always a nice encapsulation of what's going on for the week. About 20% of the S&P 500 companies are reporting their earnings this week, folks. All right, and let's pull up some of the headlines as we jump around. And we'll kick things off with, oh, yeah, that's a good one. No, I'm going to talk a little bit of earnings first. Before we do, though, S&P futures. Busy earnings week kicks off. Yeah, so what are we talking about in terms of some of the headlining companies that are out? How about Tesla, Boeing, GM, Coca-Cola, among many others? You got AT&T over there. We have 20%. More than 1 out of 5 S&P 500 companies are going to be reporting their earnings this week. Now, this is quite the read. I'm going to post this one in the den, folks, okay? You take a look at this chart. I was talking to many amazing friends, family, loved ones of my dad this weekend, okay? And I was just, you can't help, right? I'm having conversations, many, letting people know the unfortunate news about my dad. And you can't help but talk a little market sometimes, depending on the conversation, okay? And that's how my dad would want it, man. Living and breathing every single day going forward. And you know, we're talking about what's the risk of a pullback here. What's the risk of a 10%, 20%, 30%, 40% even, right? Folks, this market's up from 3,500 to 5,900. That's not the COVID low, okay? That's not cherry picking one spike low. Even if you take 4,000, this S&P traded at 4,000 from May of 22 until almost March of 23. You're up 50% in about a year and a half. 50% in a year and a half in this index, and that is after you've run from 600 to 6,000, 666 to 6,000, okay, over the period of, 15 years or so. Now, I bring it up because that's not usually how things go forever, okay? These types of pullbacks do exist. Are they out there right now? Nobody really knows, but you want to keep your spikes up when we got a market that, this pullback, folks, the only pullbacks that this market has had since March of 2029, when you hit 665, has been, you could call it the taper tantrum, you could call it COVID, and then when the Fed hiked rates. There's actually been no structural problem with the economies, right? There's been no dot-com bubble. There's been no real estate bubble of 2008, okay? And you just want to be careful depending on, now listen, Tommy's retirement, my retirement, we're all in equities, okay? You're in growth equities, not even just equities. But this one's a little bit of a wake up, and we're going to talk about it when we get back. Are you telling me that I'm going to get 3% returns for the next 10 years? That's a different story. Goldman thinks 3% returns over the next 10 years. We're going to talk about this. We'll be right back, folks. Stay tuned.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps negative by 8 points right now. Markets in the red as we kick off Monday trading. So we had 6 straight weeks of gains in these markets, talking about S&P, Dow, NASDAQ. And yeah, we'll see how we digest. Sitting at a price point of 5,900, and it's pretty remarkable, right? Gold touches all-time highs on Friday, opens at all-time highs on Monday. How does that work, right? How does that work, man? But that's where we are, folks. And getting back to this Goldman deal, man, there is some dicey stuff when you talk about across the board here. So Goldman's talking about annualized nominal returns of 3% over the coming 10 years. Stocks facing more competition from assets like treasuries. Did you think that was going to happen, folks? Well, it's happening. Stocks are unlikely to sustain their above average performance of the past decade as investors turn to other assets, including bonds, for better returns. We might be higher for longer. That is for sure. So they're talking about potentially nominal returns of 3% over the next 10 years. That's comparing with 13% in the last decade and a long-term average of 11%. I mean, we're at 50%, folks, over the last, I just pulled it up, right? We're at 50% over the last year and a half, okay? And that's just talking about the lows we chopped around in. But you go back further than that, and the annualized returns are pretty bonkers. Now, I always used to like the example that I would say to bring people back to a moment that they may be able to realize in their own minds. The election of 2016, when Trump got elected, no matter what side you fell on, I think we could all agree that things were going pretty well right then, right? You had the markets clawing back from the depths of the real estate bubble, and you were sitting at a price point of 2,200 and change. Trump comes in, market keeps plowing higher. People that love Trump said it's because of him. People that didn't love him said he picked up an economy that was already on fire from Obama. Whatever you think, right? The point is, think about what you thought about the stock market at that time. It's pretty good at that time. We were sitting at 2,200. We're at almost 6,000. It's 8 years ago, okay? For all context. I get it. What they talk about in this article here, okay, is that they see almost a 75% chance that the benchmark index is going to trail treasury bonds. And they see a 1 out of 3 chance that you're not even going to keep up with inflation over 10 years. Just keep the risks in mind, folks, okay? Investors should be prepared for equity returns during the next decade that are toward the lower end of their typical performance distribution. Now, if you get 3% nominal returns, folks, averaged over 10 years, it would probably make sense that you have some really tough years in there with some good ones, right? I don't think the market's going to go flat for 10 years. I think you could probably see quite a pullback with volatility if that's where we are in this market right now and what they're looking for. Yeah. And we know. I mean, we're overperforming the globe because the U.S. is exceptional. I'm allowed to say that because I'm an American. No, I kid. But it is, man. This American economy is on fire right now. And yeah, this is quite a warning to put it out over a decade. Now, how do you go out a decade? I don't know. You can't go out a decade, okay? Who knows where the world's going to be? Who knows where the stock market's going to be over the next 2 years, let alone the next 10 years, okay? Still, this year's 23% bounce, concentrated, to put it lightly, I would say. Yeah, the big dogs, they're carrying this market. And when you see the type of moves, right, that some of these big equities can have, just be prepared. All right, where are you in your investment future? Okay, if you're deep into retirement, I encourage you to check out that portfolio allotment where you are. Doesn't mean you can't have a portion of it for trading, but just consider, are you okay if this market pulls back to 5,000? You okay with the 20% hit? You better be, because we were just trading down there in April. Okay, you talk to somebody and they say 20% would be hard for me. Tell them to get out of the market. Okay, because if you can handle those, that's okay. If you can't handle them, can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. And the heat might be coming. I don't know if it is. Okay, and we're going to break it down every day, but I don't know if it is. But you better believe it's possible. Okay, because this is a daily chart going back just 1 year, folks. And if you just take back the 1 year alone, all right, you're talking about 1,800 points in the S&P, would be greater than about a 30% pullback. Okay, now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you look at the likes of these growth stocks and you better believe that we got volatility, and then you see something like that coming on. But guess what? What do we got? We got NVIDIA at all-time highs, man. Yeah, pretty remarkable. You jump over to Apple shares this morning. They're higher as well. You jump over to Microsoft, down by about 0.5%. Amazon shares right now, negative by about 0.9%. Tesla, negative by about 0.9 as well. Just been chopping around at about 218 there. On Tesla shares, we keep our eye on gold this morning. It's not stopping. Every time I pull up gold, man, we're pushing higher. Gold up by almost $25 this morning, man. You check out some of these gold equities, right? Whew, look at these runs. Harmony up another 2% today. Hecla up another 2% today. Yeah. Look at these ones. Endeavor up 9%. Some of these equities, man. And so what is going to happen, folks, when we send out the gold report and market insights, yeah, we're just going to do our best. My dad wanted me to take over those newsletters. I asked you to give me that opportunity. And I'm going to use what he's given me to try and push forward, because that's what he wants. Jacob's going to be jumping into his chair today because that's what he would want, okay? And, yeah, the Tom O'Brien show, there's only one Tom O'Brien show, folks, all right? That's going to get changed up for sure. But he wants us to keep moving forward, folks. And that's what life is about, okay? We got Tommy, his grandson, and that's what's amazing is, you know, imagine life. How the heck does this work, man, right? I mean, and we all experience loss. You all go through it. It's part of life, okay? And my dad, he was born November 9th, 1950. November 9th, 1950. And he passed away October 19th, 2024. He was 73 years old. He would have been 74 years old November 9th of this year. And I think he crammed about 15 lifetimes into those 73 years, man. You know, and I encourage you to laugh when you think about him. I mean, folks, we're at hospice and we're laughing about memories and we're crying, right? Because that's what life's about, okay? That's what he would want. Celebrate life, folks, all right? And boy, we are going to have one heck of a celebration for my dad at some point. And of course, yeah, we're going to have one heck of a celebration, but that's what he would want. Keep going, exactly. And doesn't mean you can't remember him every day. Doesn't mean there's going to be moments that are hell, that are going to be sad. But he had a tremendous life, folks. And he found out, as I mentioned, the day that Tommy was born, that he was dealing with this. And these doctors, folks, okay, would tell him as he was progressing, they'd say, you're an anomaly. This was on my life, right? They would say to him, I know I want to embellish, you're an anomaly. I look at these test results you got. Most people come in with them, they're dead. They're rolling around in pain. And my dad's sitting there smiling. He's looking at him saying, no, I'm not dying, man. I'm rocking. They say, we can't diagnose you clinically anymore. You're an anomaly. I can't go off the clinical definitions of these numbers that I'm looking at, man. I cannot do it. I know that you knew. You know my dad. You know it makes sense, folks. Stay tuned. We'll come back. We'll have one more segment, folks. We'll finish up.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com. Then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Say welcome back, folks. This is Tommy and Tommy O'Brien. We're gonna wave. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. What are you wearing? Are you wearing your Buzz outfit?
I'm wearing my Buzz outfit.
I know. Do you fly around like Buzz?
I fly around like Buzz. I'm knocking the headphones off.
I fixed them. Did I fix them?
No, not correctly.
Not correctly? How's that? Is that good?
Correctly good.
Yeah. Folks, that's what life's about. Moving forward and making the most of every day. And this little man and whatever you got in life. All right?
Yeah.
You have, because that's what my dad would want, folks. And that's what it's about. This little guy, life, beauty, moving forward. And yeah. So I love you all. And I'm so appreciative of you all. Yeah. And,
I want that.
okay, you want that? Yeah, there you go. Huh. Say hello, everybody.
It's supposed to be a little closer.
A little closer?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a little closer.
There you go. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's perfect. He's ready, folks. We're getting him ready. Tommy, how old are you?
I'm 3 years old.
You're 3 years old. How old are you going to be next year?
4 years old.
4 years old. That's right. That's right. That's right, buddy. Huh? Yeah. Big old man. Folks, thank you so much for being here and being here for my dad, for everybody. I love you all, and thank you for your support and the kind words. I've been reading every single thing in that den, in the YouTube Tigers Den. I see it all, and I really appreciate it, and it means a lot. And today's a tough one, but we go forward, and that's what you want. You keep moving. Myself, Jacob, Al, his wife Bridget, everybody. Her 2 daughters, Ellie, Olivia, okay? Life's beautiful. He's built the foundation in all of us. He's built it in all of us, and we're going to keep moving forward. I love you guys. We got our man Basil Chapman coming up next. It's going to be a tough one for all of us, but I love you. I'll be back here tomorrow. Have a great one. Have a safe one, folks. And as he says, right?
Great.
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. What are you doing right now? Love you, folks. Take care.